Hey everybody, who owns a STIHL MS290 chainsaw? Meh, this guy does. Went to use it the other day and it had a fuel leak. It's an old saw, it's probably 20-25 years old, and the rubber just got old, I guess, and the fuel line is bad in it. So, I'll show you what I got. There is the chainsaw in question. STIHL MS290. Whenever you're accelerating here, the fuel leak is on top. This is the gas tank here. It comes out right here. So, I mean, like in this area, it just runs down this like a little waterfall right there. So if you have this problem, maybe this video is for you, because I just bought a brand new fuel line and I'm gonna install it today. So if you need to see that, stick around. Let's get going. Part number for this fuel line is, see if this will focus, 1127-358-7703, and as I said, it is $13. This was from a STIHL dealer. Yeah, we're going to start off by taking the breather cover off, and we'll take this breather off as well. There's a little cap here that comes off as well. All right, so what we got now. This little throttle linkage has got to come off, so it just pops up out of there, as you can see. And then I have to really get in here close to see this, I think. Right back in there, that little linkage. Just turn it, slide it out of there. Okay, I'll set it out of the way. Next thing is to take these two bolts out there. I believe they're 8mm. There, pull this off. Then we got this little boot that comes out of there. We're gonna pull that out of there with all this. Okay. There are two rubber hoses come off this. One of them is the fuel line, the other one is just like an overflow or something. I'll bring you over here on this side. See if I can't show you this. This fuel line is right there. The other one came off of there when I pulled out on it. This other one, might actually have to, there we go. And pull this little guy out of there like that. Remember how that goes. Alright, pick it up out of the way. Carburetor's off. Here is the fuel line. So, actually, next thing I might need to do is drain this fuel out of here. I probably should have done that right from the get-go. Forgot about that. So let me get a little bowl here or something to put this fuel in. Okay, there we go. So kind of like this. Put this up. Oop, mine's already little strings broke off of there. Yes. Alright. Out of the way. If we look down in here, there's a fuel filter inside there. Fish that thing out of there with a pair of needle nose pliers. Yeah, I might need longer needle nose pliers. See if I can't get this out of here. Okay, ended up getting it out of there with a bigger pair of needle nose. Just pulled it out there and pull this thing off. Right, get that out of the way. Now we're going to try and pull this fuel line and up and out of there. This little wire, you can move it out of the way, I suppose. The kill switch wire. Oh, it just popped right out of there. Pair of needle nose. Pull it out of there. Alright, well, I don't really know what exactly is wrong with this thing. Just know, I mean, it feels noticeably soft right there. Whatever it is, it was leaking like a sieve right there, so. And with the new one. I do know that this thing is supposed to go in with this tab right here pointed towards you. So, and that kind of keeps the, when you get this filter on there inside that gas tank, it kind of keeps it over there where it needs to be. Whereas opposed to here or here, I think anyway, it sets like this down inside that gas tank. So this little tab right there is supposed to point towards you. It might actually be prudent to, if you can get down in there at all, clean all the junk off the top of that tank. Use a rag and a screwdriver. Clean out around that hole. Now that looks better. Alright. They don't leave you a lot of room to work. Just to get the thing fed down through there is a chore. Okay, can line it up, and line that tab up, pointing towards you. And I'm going to find a little center punch or something to push down on that, see if I can't force that boot into that fuel tank. Okay, so I got a center punch here, and it's, you know, not sharp in any way, so line that tab up at you. So I can't just push this thing in there. I'm going to take a pair of needle nose and reach in the gas tank hole. See if I can't grab that thing and maybe pull down on it easy while I'm hitting it with this punch. Okay, so I got a hold of it in there. Pushing down. Oop, there it went. You kind of feel it whenever it pops in there. I'm gonna make sure it's seated in there good. There we go. Now we're gonna have to reach in here and fish that out of there to get that filter back on there. That could be easier said than done. You can kind of see it back in there. It's way back in there. I need a really long pair of skinny needle nose would be great. These just aren't quite long enough. Even these need to be longer nose. Let's see if I can find. Okay, so I found the right one here. Pull it right out of there. All right, take our filter. Back in there. Okay, I mentioned that my fuel cap had come off of there. See what the end of this thing looks like. Has a little ball on it. You can see that slot right there. And you can just take this ball and slide it into that slot and reattach it. So, I doubt I can get this on film, but there it is. I mean, it's pretty simple. So anyway, that's how that works. All right, now next thing's next. See, I got my fuel line kind of tucked up over there, so when I slide this thing back on, it's going to slide. This is the other tube I was telling you about for the overflow or whatever it is off the bottom of that carburetor. Both of those connections should just slide in there. This little wire here, you want to make sure you put it back down there where it's supposed to be. So let's take this carburetor. Remember, this breather here goes back through that backside. Line these holes up. This all just kind of pushes in. And it really is just that easy. I mean, it's seated and the fuel line is slipped right in there. The overflow slipped right in there. This boot slipped right back in there. So, I mean, easy breezy as far as that goes. Next thing's next. I'll put this little plate back on there. Put our nuts back on. But you got to kill that. That's goes right in there like that. Pull down on the trigger, and that snaps back into the top of that. There we go. And we got a filter that goes back on. Okay. All right, that's all there is to it. All back together. Put some fuel in this. and I'll give it a see how it does. Two things. I think that the part, when you go to buy this thing, make sure it's a STIHL part. And the way you know that it is a STIHL part is the little STIHL logo on it, the little STIHL S on it. And so, oh, here it is up here, I think. But anyway, the one I bought had like a STIHL symbol on it. They say the aftermarket ones are not really all that great, and you end up replacing it again pretty quickly. Also, when you go to buy those things, I went to a STIHL dealer and it was like 13 bucks. If I ordered an aftermarket one, or maybe it was a STIHL one that was on Amazon, and it was like $40 or something. So definitely go to the STIHL dealer if you have one local and buy the part there. Way, way cheaper. And you're going to have a long pair of needle nose in order to get down that fuel tank. So I would definitely pick up a pair of those if you don't have one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped somebody. And if you haven't subscribed yet, it doesn't cost nothing. It's free. Appreciate that. And I'll see you next time.